Hello and welcome to another Arkeys video. Today we are doing race C. This is Wednesday, and until now I had used the Subaru WRX all the time, but as a last minute decision I decided to try the Alfa 155 for the first time. And I only had 3 minutes until the race started to try a lap on the hard tires to see how the car reacts, and as you can see, I'm not really used to that yet. But as we get around the first lap, which is really a slow one, you can see there's only 1.5 minutes left, so this was my only attempt to do a lap on the hard tires. Yes, 156. That's slow, and I just had to put my hands up at the start of the race and say this might get embarrassing, but we'll see how it goes. It was a fun challenge, and I'm in a rental 155. I don't own the car on this account, unfortunately. So as said, I've been using the WRX all the time, and almost all my races started with me getting either overtaken by a 155 or I had to defend like a madman into turn 1 at the very first lap to not be overtaken. So now I am in the 155 and can accelerate away from the Subaru behind me. And as we get around to end the first lap, not much happened. I'm a little bit short on fuel, but it's not completely terrible. I'm keeping an eye on the car behind me. He might go for a look up the inside. Yes, not really going for a move, just one of those nose poking incidents, but it put me slightly off the line. I was scared he was actually going for it, but not yet. And we are jumping a bit further ahead, actually to the end of the second lap, just to once again keep an eye on the fuel. It's sort of okay, a bit to the short side, but considering that this Alfa really likes to drink fuel, I think we're doing okay. Once again, the Subaru is looking a bit for it. I was distracted by it. I should have just kept it cool, but I sort of messed up coming into the first corner. But we still survive, and I think I even have to defend it a little bit coming into this next corner. I was not really keen on giving up first position just yet. Of course, I have to keep both an eye on my fuel and also be aware of that I don't slow us both down to an extent where the rest of the cars just catch up with us. We're coming into the hairpin. It's looking good so far. I was daring to just take the normal racing line. And since we are getting closer to the final chicane, let me just mention another thing that was a big issue for me. I just kept on getting track limit penalties throughout the week. It was an issue I had to work on. As we passed the line for the end of the third lap, I decided to indicate to P2 behind me that he can just go. I think I need a bit of slipstream and someone to follow and just keep an eye on fuel. I already felt it would be a really long race if I would have to keep defending like that. So for the next lap or so, I was just trying to hang on, barely hanging on to his slipstream now. He is having a good run, and I might have made a few mistakes, but coming through this long right-hander at the beginning of the lap, he runs wide. Not wide enough to get away with it and be slowed enough down, but just enough to pick up a track limit penalty. So that changes things a bit for me. And let's see if I can do something about it as we approach the penalty gate later on this lap. As you can see, as we come up towards this fast chicane, he almost messes it up and I almost go into the back of him, but we are okay so far. And as he crosses the penalty gate. I am so eager to get past that unfortunately I overshoot the chicane a bit, and there's contact, but it was an accident. He's backing off, he's not trying to take the position like that, so all is good. Generally all was good when it comes to racing in this race. I had so much fun, to be honest. It was a challenge to keep an eye on fuel in this car that's not that easy to fuel save in compared to the WRX, and I had to defend my position, which isn't normally a thing I'm good at. I usually end up messing it up when I have to take different lines into corners. And speaking of different lines, there's a bit of a panic attack here, so quick hello and tribute to Colin McRae going sideways into turn 1. And as you can see, P3 has joined the party now, so I have 2 cars attacking me now, and I really have to concentrate. I'm defending this corner, keeping it tight, and the Alfa goes through behind me. My hope is that maybe they can battle a bit with each other. I have to go slightly defensive again, which once again is challenging my limited driving skills. And let's just see if I can get through the fast chicane without messing up. I've still got the Subaru between myself and the Alfa, and as we go through this right-hander, I can see that the Alfa has made a slight mistake behind me, so that gives a bit of breathing space. I can short shift a bit coming down towards the hairpin. But if we have a look in my rear view mirror, you can see the yellow Subaru joining the party. That's Max in P4. He's a fast guy, I've raced him before, and slightly worried about him, but we'll see more to him later. You can see P2 tries a move, but this time it's his turn to overshoot the corner, so I keep the position for now. I've raced P2 several times this morning. He is fast in that Alfa. He somehow have figured out how to manage the fuel and be fast at the same time, but I'm still clinging on to the lead here, and you can see he's flashing his lights. Either he's flashing his lights because he thinks that I'm annoying, or maybe he's flashing his lights just to tell me to keep my own racing line instead of defending, because it slows us both down. I'm actually not sure. For now I'm just trying to concentrate on getting the chicane right, and also the right-hander here not going wide. Very common mistake, especially when you're me. But this time he is getting a run on me, and I have to be aware of him being on the outside, but I sort of still keep ahead. He's flashing a bit more. Maybe I am just really annoying, I don't know. But I'm on a mission here. I'm trying to see if this can work out, even though I haven't had much practice in this car. That was an awful attempt of going out of the chicane, so now game is over. I have to give the position up. And now, as we end lap number 8, I get a small tap from behind. That was a mistake, he's backing out. And now I'm taking the defensive line, and he is moving to the outside behind me, and then I am trying to just get some space to turn, but then Max, he has got the perfect slingshot, so he shoots past both of us. He caught me out there, I have to admit that. He got so much overspeed that he almost overshoots the corner as well. But yeah, I'm down to P4, and yeah, I've dropped positions. I started on pole, but in this attempt, that's not really that important to me. You can see there was a bit of contact, between the guys in front of me, and Max is not really happy with P2 trying to benefit from that situation, so he just slightly pushes back, and yeah, I get a bit tangled up in that as well. But luckily that seemed to be the end of that little conversation between P2 and P3 for the rest of this race. I am still just trying to hang on. I have some fuel I have to keep an eye on. Let's see as we cross the line. It's actually spot on, but I also know if I am starting to push, then that fuel will disappear in no time. We've got a car pitting, obviously on the wrong tires. And yeah, as said, I know I've lost some positions, but winning the race wasn't a goal in itself. It was a combination of trying to fuel save in a tricky fuel saving car, trying to defend my position, and you can see I'm in trouble now with the fuel, and just see what I could do with the situation. Getting close to P3, but he keeps the position, and now the fuel is getting really tight. So not much hope for me unless someone makes a mistake and actually Max cuts the chicane and picks up a penalty. But unfortunately,
stop breaking the law, asshole!
So do I, and after the advice from my racing team, I pick up the penalty, I run out of fuel and finish the race in P4. But I had so sweaty hands after this race and had such a good time. Sometimes the actual result doesn't matter that much. But that's all from me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.